And thank you for joining us. I'm Candace Gibson.
And I'm Erin LeBeau. Officials calling this a historic rainfall event that sadly turned deadly. At least 2 people lost their lives in Plainfield, where 2 others were just killed in a different storm less than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, here in New York City, a familiar scene playing out on the ground. Several subway stations flooding once again, as we've seen so many times before. But here's something you don't always see: a movie theater taking on water.
Yeah, moviegoers were forced to evacuate late last night as the AMC near Lincoln Center began to flood. The good news, most auditoriums suffered no damage and are back in business tonight. PIX11 has live team coverage with our Greg Mocker has the latest on what the MTA and Mayor Adams says needs to be done to address subway flooding. And meteorologist Chris Amino has the latest on those flood totals.
All right, but let's start with Katie Corrado, who has more from one of the New Jersey areas that was hardest hit.
You could tell the flooding was so bad here in Plainfield, just judging by the debris and the mud that remains on the streets. The floodwaters, neighbors tell me, came so fast and so furiously that they didn't have time to react, and 2 women ended up losing their lives.
Everybody needs to stay alert.
Governor Phil Murphy spent Tuesday morning in Berkeley Heights, touring just a fraction of the flood damage across Union County. In Plainfield, 2 women died when their car was swept into Cedar Brook at the height of the storm.
They were in a submerged automobile, and their remains were extracted at some point overnight or early first thing this morning.
Scotch Plains saw streets quickly transform into rushing rivers. Rescue crews and boats had to save people from submerged cars.
It just happened in a matter of not even an hour.
Back in Plainfield, streets are lined with cars that now won't start, submerged in feet of water overnight.
All the way up to here.
The Plainfield Humane Society is also a loss. The building took on 12 feet of water, destroying the shelter's stockpile of food, blankets, cleaning supplies, and more.
The water was so strong, it took rubbish from the front. That is our new sign, our new name, taken off of that post and destroyed here.
The animals were all saved, thanks in part to Good Samaritans like Harold Samuel, whose car became stuck in the water right outside the shelter doors.
We got the cats, a couple of dogs, raised them up to the higher cages from the ground level. It was crazy. Hearing the dogs crying, everybody, lights going in and out, flashing, the alarm going off, so many people out here.
But in the midst of so much destruction, the community came out to help, supporting the shelter in any way they can.
Every 30 seconds to 1 minute, dropping off blankets, food, anything they can, and making many phone calls and emails to where they can assist.
Governor Murphy says his administration has been in touch with the White House, but that it's too early to tell if the state will qualify for any type of federal aid. Reporting in Plainfield, New Jersey, I'm Katie Corrado, PIX11 News.
Well, a house explosion last night